right, so let's go over the e-collar functions here. Okay, so we've been really liking the Easy Educator, the 900 series. All right, so here's just some basic functions on the collar. Keep in mind this: we have your collar set up and programmed how we want it, how it needs to be for a family pet dog, for the training that your dog has undergone. There is other ways that you can program this collar. So if you watched a video on eCollar Technologies site or another dog trainer site, the buttons may be different. Just know we have this set up the way that we want it and the way that you need it set up. Okay? Here's your on and off button. Pretty simple. You're going to hold that in. Now you're on. Here is your dial. Okay? So you can go up or down to adjust your levels. Up or down to adjust your levels. Pretty simple stuff there. Don't mess with the button that has the P on it, because that's how you change your settings. And we don't want you changing settings. It's already set up the way it needs to be. But if I didn't tell you, you'd ask, what's the P button for? So that's what the P button's for. Your on and off button here is for your light. Okay, so I'm going to show you how that function works. But I probably should first tell you how to turn the actual receiver on. Okay, so your collar here has a red dot on it, and the back of your remote has a red dot. Connect those two together. Now your receiver's on. The collar does not simply just turn on because you hit the on and off button. It doesn't automatically sync. Connecting those red buttons is what turns your receiver on. It's also how you can turn your receiver off. Prior to putting this on the dog, I always want you to get the second green confirmation blink before you put this on the dog to make sure you didn't pull this apart too quickly or didn't slide off the red circle there and it didn't actually activate. I want you to get that second green confirmation blink. Now your receiver's on, your remote's on. Now going back to the light feature, which is super cool, if you tap that on and off button once, it'll blink. If you tap it twice, it'll stay on. If you tap it 3 times, it'll go off. So once blinks, twice stays on, 3 times it goes off. And again, you get that function by tapping the on and off button. Now, how do you charge it? You have a charging port here, and you have a charging port here. Here's your charger. Simple enough. There you go. There you go. That powers everything down. So, okay, back on. Okay, this is waterproof, but you have to make sure the charging ports are closed. So make sure that before you place it on the dog, that those charging ports are in fact closed. All right, let's get into the other buttons. Again, how we have it set up for how you need it, you're going to press the red button to correct your dog. There's red button there or the red button there. Both of those buttons will correct the dog. If you hold the button in, it will continuously give stimulation. if you just tap it, a 1 second tap, which is what you're going to do most of the time, it's going to look like that. So it's just whatever is comfortable for you, because you might say, well, do I hit the red button on the side or do I hit the red button on the front? It's whatever's comfortable for you. It doesn't matter. Again, I'll just say, hit the red button. Okay. Black button here. That's your tone button. Okay? And black button up here on the side. That's your vibrate button. We will get into when you need to use tone, when you need to use vibrate, but at least you know that's where they are. Black button on the side, vibrate. Black button on the front, tone. All right. Sometimes these are the standard contact points that you get on the collar. These ones are a little bit longer. Sometimes we have shorter ones that we put on. I think there are some nickel free ones there, so just kind of show folks. So these are the standard contact points that come, that come on the collar. So here's the thing about them. They have nickel in them. So occasionally you'll get a dog that gets a nickel allergy. And especially if you have a collie or you have a golden doodle or a golden retriever, a long-haired dog, Bernese Mountain Dog, anything like that, you may not realize that the dog is having a nickel allergy until it's like, boom, like it's like, oh my gosh, what's going on? Because maybe there's some like pus or something like that, and it looks really bad, okay? That's why we give you a heads up. Check your dog's neck. Get in the habit of every day, every other day, taking your fingers and raking up your dog's neck with your fingertips to make sure you're not feeling a little scab or something like that. If that happens, the e-collar did not burn your dog's neck. That's a lie, again, that the folks on the other side of the fence use. Well, e-collars will burn your dog's neck. No, they don't. Never seen it. Doesn't happen. Not a thing. What can happen, though, is the nickel in these contact points, certain dogs can have an allergy to that. Not a big deal. We can just call the company, say, hey, my dog has a nickel allergy, and you can get some hypoallergenic titanium contact points. They're not that expensive. You just switch them out. Off you go. We just like to give you a heads up. Check your dog's neck. Make sure you're never feeling any scabs. Let's talk about fit. Fit is another way that a dog could get a scab or irritation on their neck. So I'm going to put my hair back. It's about to get serious here. So I want to show you fit. Okay. E-collar is basically a glorified muscle stimulator. If you've ever been to a chiropractor or a massage therapist or anything, think about a TENS unit. Okay, that's what an e-collar is. So it needs to be on the muscle. There is no muscle on the dog's throat. So although a lot of the packaging, this one doesn't, but a lot of packaging will actually show the box on the dog's neck. That is incorrect. It needs to be on the muscle on either side of the dog's neck. Nice and snug. So if the collar is too loose and the dog is running around, right, and this box is moving and flexing up and down and all over the place, all throughout the day, what do you think that's going to do? It's going to ulcerate. So fit is really important. I want you to think about a pair of shoes. If a pair of shoes were half a size too big and you go through your whole day and your heel keeps popping out of the back of your shoe, what's going to happen? You're going to get a blister. It's going to ulcerate. It's not like, we're never wearing shoes again. Shoes give blisters. because it's not the case. Poor fitting shoes will give blisters. So again, the other side of the fence, they want to talk about how you can get ulcerations from e-collars and how e-collars burn dogs' necks, and none of it's true. Poor fitting e-collars, though, that can happen just like a poor fitting pair of shoes. So nice and snug on the muscle. So you see how I can't move that box? So you see the skin is moving, but I can't actually move the box off of the muscle. Now I'm perfectly fine. Truth be told, you could wrap all this up and an hour might go by and I'd forget I even had the thing on. Those prongs are not digging into the side of my neck. I'm not uncomfortable. I can clearly talk. I can drink. I'm unbothered by this. But if I'm a dog and I'm scratching, right, it's not coming off of the muscle. Now,
Can I see the remote?
Yep, here you go. That's trust. Now, if paranoia sneaks in and you go, maybe it is too tight, right? And you go just even one notch too loose. So what happens to us. You're collaring a dog up and they might be wiggling around or whatever. And then they kind of come out of their crate and they shake and you see the box drop. No biggie. Just pull it back, cinch it up, and off you go. But it's just having that awareness of like, oh, the fit's off. Here, let me fix it instead of letting it go. When do you put the e-collar on the dog? First thing in the morning. So first thing in the morning, you're going to, good morning, dog. Put the e-collar on the dog, like literally in the crate. The dog does not go out and go potty in the morning without the e-collar on. When does the e-collar come off? End of the day. Good night, dog. Lights out. Not at 7:30 in the evening when you plan to be up till 11 watching a movie and hanging out. The collar comes off at bed. Good night. Lights off. Put it on the charger. You put it on the charger every night, just like a cell phone, so that you never have to worry about how much charge is left in the battery.